Hey, Ray, this is Alex Merced, and I added another feature in the MercedUI library. So I'm going to do this video on that feature, then we'll do just a video kind of making a website from scratch using the library to kind of sum everything up together. Cool. So what I did is I created a class called FormTools because the one thing that was still kind of missing was dealing with forms. So, I mean, in React, you have like use refs, so you can just refer using the use ref hook or or create ref, or you have to then bind the forms using on change events. Never was a big fan of that. In Angular, you have like ng model to kind of link stuff up. So what I did is I just created this tool. So basically, let's say you created your form here. All you do is you pass that form into this form tool object. So you say new instance of form tool, pass your form in, and then after that you have access to two functions. Okay, so basically that creates the tool. It's done, it's set up. Now in test form is the object that's bound to the form that I selected. So again, just to kind of go over that again, what I did is I put the form in a variable. So here I actually selected the DOM element, stored it in a variable, and then here I bound it to a new instance of form tool. And you get two functions. So in this case, you have test. Basically, you have the grab values method, which is literally returns you the values of the form as an object. So let me go to here. Okay, this is the form. So if I type in the values, okay, I click form data, it runs that function, and see, I get a little object with the name that uses the name property as the key, and then uses whatever the value of the form is in there. And then I get all that data back. I don't have to sit there and like scrounge up each one. So I just make my forms, put them in a form tool, and voila. And it will make sure not to grab the submit button. I did make sure that I was careful about that. So it'll ignore your submit inputs. So that way it doesn't, because then what happens, there's a function called clear form, which then clears the form. Okay, making it really easy to clear your forms. Okay, so that just makes that a lot easier, just to grab the data, clear the form, grab the data, clear the form. In one very brief abstraction, you can use this within your components, you can use this outside components. So you could actually just use this, you know, if you don't use any of the other features of MercedUI, you could just use this by itself to help deal with forms in your particular project in whatever framework. Okay, that's the beauty of a lot of the functions I put into this, is that together they give you all the functionality you kind of have in most of the other frameworks in a smaller package, using sort of standard browser APIs without, you know, too much abstraction over the native DOM APIs. So you still have to use them a little bit, but for the most part, you know, it makes life a lot easier and gives you a lot of that sort of cool reactive functionality. But you can use them for, they're broken up into pieces for separate use cases. Okay, so that way you can use the pieces you need, grab the functionality you do need, and if you don't need to create a web component, then you don't need to use like make component or make live component. If you just really want to have sort of a reactive render, you can use something like bind data. If you just really want to iterate something to the DOM, but you don't plan on reiterating it or re-rendering it, then you can use map to DOM. If you just need to bind a form, you can just use form tool. If you just want to have a reactive template that will re-render, but you don't need it to be like a separate HTML tag, you could use site builder instead of creating a full-on component with its own HTML template and shadow DOM. You know, it's you have some flexibility in some of the tools to do things quickly, but do things in different ways to get the result you need, and you can mix and match them within each other to get all sorts of really cool, crazy results. Okay, so the idea was to kind of give you tools that makes life easier, but not to be so opinionated that you can't really kind of discover new ways that I haven't even thought of to use them or mix them with other things. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Again, in the next video, we'll build like a little mini like to-do list app using all these tools. So my name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Have a great day. Enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video.